Work out the size of the angle between FC. Okay, so AF is this one there, and that's 6.8 centimetres. And FC, oh, is that one. So that's C. That's FC. And that is 13.6. And then if we put that one in there, we've just got a triangle. Work out the size of the angle between FC and the plane ABCD. So it's actually just that angle there. So if we redraw it, we have 6.8 and 13.6. And now my issue is, and that's that. So they, if we're going to use SOHCAHTOA, which we are, it's going to have to be a really easy ratio. So this is H, that's O, that's A, so we're using sine. So sine of -1 is 13.6 over 6.8. Now, you're all going, or at least somebody will be going, but we don't know what that is. But if you notice, 6.8 times 2 is 13.6. So it's saying the ratio is sine of -1 half. Sorry, it's swap those around. It's opposite over hypotenuse. So it's 6.8 over 13.6. So that's 1 over 2. And we know that sine to the -1 of a half is going to be in that little triangle. This is 30, this is 1, that's a half. So that's opposite, that's hypotenuse. It's half over that, which equals 30 degrees. So that means the angle there is 30. Sorry for slightly messing that up, but there you go. Now, write 3√3 over 4 minus √3 minus 2 over √3 in this form. So we're going to start off by rationalising. I'm not going to do it in one go. So I've got 3√3 over 4 minus √3. And I'm going to rationalise the denominator by using the opposite over there and using the opposite over here. And that gives us, so if we did a little grid, I do like a grid, 4 plus √3, there we go, so we've got 16. These would cancel out, that would be minus √3 and plus 4 √3. Those go, and then plus √3 times minus √3 is -3. So on the bottom we have 13. Now on the top, we can use FOIL for this. We get 4 times 3 √3 is going to be 12 √3. And then √3 times √3 is 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, just so √3 times √3 equals 9, equals 3. And then 3 times the other √3 is 9. Right, now we can do the next bit. So the next bit is minus 2 over √3, except we can't. So we're going to have to rationalise that by timesing that by √3 over √3, which gives us on the bottom, I'm just going to write this in again, because also I didn't like how big I wrote that. It gives us on the bottom 3, and on the top it gives us 2 √3. So, now, the problem is we don't have a denominator that works, so we're going to have to make it 39 because I can't think of anything else. And that means that on the top we have 12 √3 minus 2 √3, which is 10 √3, and that's plus 9. So that means that A equals 10, B equals 9, and C equals 39. That, I think, is the answer. Now, find a set of values for x for which 4x squared minus 25 is less than 0, and 12, that one, minus 5x minus 3x squared is greater than 0, and you must show wheel working. So I can do the first one relatively easily. So 4x squared minus 12 25 is less than 0. So that means we can divide that into 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5. And that means it's less than 0. And then 2x minus 5 equals 0. So x equals 5 over 2 and x equals minus 5 over 2. And that's all less than 0. So if we were going to put that on a little graph, so 2.5 or 5 over 2 and minus 2.5 or minus 5 over 2 are there. And the bit of x that's okay is this bit here. So we would say that x has got to be greater than minus 5 over 2. And it's got to be less than 5 over 2. So that bit, doable. Next bit, yeah. Right, this is going to be, for a start, this is going to look like that. Which is, you know, just horrible. Minus 3x squared minus 5x plus 12 is greater than 0. Now, so whatever this is, we're going to have to solve it. So minus 36, I've timesed out this by that. And it's got to, so it's got to times to minus 36 and add to minus 5. So just do 1 and minus 36, 2 and 18, or minus 18, or minus 2 and 18, etc. That's nowhere near. 3 and 12, or minus 12, minus 3, whatever. 4 and 9 are going to be our answers. So it's got to be 4 minus 9 and plus 4. By the way, I would have gone through all those, but you know, life's quite short. Minus 3x squared minus 9x plus 4x plus 12 is greater than 0. So what are we looking at here? Let's divide it into 2. 3x, so that's minus 3x is going to be the thing for both of them. And in there we've got x plus 3. There you go. And then over here we've got plus 4, so that gives us x plus 3, sorry. So our answer is going to be 4 minus 3x and x plus 3. And so we know that x equals minus 3 and x equals, sorry, I actually have to do this, 3x 0, so minus 3x equals minus 4, so x equals 4 over 3. Now, if we put that into a little drawing, it means it goes through it goes through 4 over 3, so that's just a bit bigger than 1. And it goes through minus 3. Okay, so it does that. Is it greater or less than 0? It's greater than, so it's this area here. So according to this, x, this is great. So x is greater than 3, and it's less than 4 over 3. Right, which one's bigger? So in this case, our bottom one is 5 over 2, because that's closer to 0, so that's going to be there. Okay, then x goes there, and then which one's, that's 2.5, and that's 1.3 recurring. So then we use this one, 4 over 3. And that is everything that we can write about that. I would say it's annoying because you had to do quite a lot of work for that. And, oh, that's it.